I did not win the lottery once, nor twice, but 8 times, by simply speaking into existence what was already mine. There is no randomness in this world. The patterns of life respond to the patterns of thought. Every win, every manifestation, every shift in reality begins with a spoken word, an unshakable decree. When I first set my intention, I did not ask, I did not plead, I did not say, I hope I win, I did not say, maybe one day, I did not entertain the possibility of failure. I lived in the certainty that it was already accomplished. Every morning, every night, I repeated these words with conviction. And then I let go. I did not check obsessively. I did not doubt. I continued my days as if the prize was secured, because in truth, it was. You see, the moment you align with the state of having, reality has no choice but to conform. You are not waiting for wealth, it is waiting for you to step into alignment. And when the first win came, I did not feel surprise, I felt confirmation. When the second, the third, the fourth win arrived, I knew it was simply the law unfolding. Each time I spoke the words, I reinforced the truth. Some may call it luck, some may call it coincidence, but I call it law. A universal principle that bends to the one who knows how to wield it. Now I ask you, are you willing to step into the power of your own spoken word? Are you ready to speak as if it is already done? The words you speak, whether aloud or within, shape the very foundation of your reality. Every thought, every phrase, and every sentence that passes through your mind or escapes your lips is not just a fleeting notion. It is a seed planted in the soil of your subconscious. And what is the subconscious but the boundless, fertile ground where all manifestations take root? It does not question. It does not resist. It merely receives and fulfills. Imagine for a moment that your mind is a grand mirror, reflecting back to you the sum of your most dominant thoughts and spoken words. If you speak of lack, of struggle, of misfortune, then life, obedient to the command of your words, will shape itself accordingly. If you affirm with certainty that abundance is yours, that success follows you, that you are divinely favored, then the world around you must conform. It cannot do otherwise, for the universe does not discriminate. It simply echoes what you declare. Most people walk through life unaware of the immense creative power they hold within their words. They say things in passing, unaware that every utterance carries weight. They speak of debts, of fears, of endless obstacles, and then they wonder why life seems to mirror their worries. But the subconscious does not recognize jokes, nor does it understand when you are merely speaking without intention. It takes everything as truth. The moment you say, I never have enough money, your mind registers it as an order, and reality bends to fulfill it. When you complain, I always struggle, you are giving permission for struggle to persist. But just as words can create limitation, they can also liberate. The moment you become conscious of what you speak, you reclaim your power. You begin to see that every word is an instruction to the unseen forces that shape your experience. And if you can instruct limitation, you can also instruct abundance. If you have unknowingly declared defeat, you can just as easily declare victory. This is why repetition is key. The words you repeat most often become the strongest beliefs in your mind. And belief is the force that moves mountains, that shifts realities, that opens doors unseen. If you repeat, I am always provided for, money flows to me in ease, your subconscious absorbs this as truth. And once something is accepted as truth, reality has no choice but to comply. This is not mere wishful thinking. This is not empty optimism. This is the law in motion. Look around you. Every great leader, every individual who has shaped history has understood this at some level. They have spoken their success into existence long before the world recognized it. They have affirmed their destiny, even when their circumstances showed no evidence of it. You too must do the same. You must become mindful of the words you allow to pass through your lips. Speak only what you wish to see made manifest. Replace words of lack with words of abundance. Instead of saying, I hope it happens, say, it is already done. Instead of saying, I don't know if I can do this, declare, I am fully capable and everything is aligning for me. From this moment forward, guard your words as you would guard your most precious treasure, for indeed they are. Speak life, speak success, speak joy, and watch as the world around you reshapes itself to match the truth you have declared. When you assume something to be true with unwavering faith, the entire world moves to reflect that assumption. This is not theory, this is law. What you hold as a firm belief within your consciousness is mirrored back to you in your external reality. There is no separation between what you deeply accept as fact and what materializes in your life. The outer world is nothing more than a reflection of the inner world, molded by the thoughts you consistently entertain and the convictions you refuse to let go of. Most people do not realize that they are constantly assuming, whether consciously or unconsciously. Every day they assume things about themselves, about their circumstances, and about their future. Some assume failure before they even begin. They assume they are unlucky, that success is hard to attain, that wealth is reserved for others. And what happens? Life proves them right, not because the world is cruel, but because the world has no choice. It must conform to the assumptions you hold as truth. But just as one can assume lack, one can assume abundance. Just as one can assume struggle, one can assume ease. The key is unwavering faith. Faith so absolute that it does not waver in the face of appearances. If you assume yourself to be wealthy, to be loved, to be successful, and persist in that assumption regardless of what your senses tell you, then the world will bend to make it so. It must. That is the nature of reality. Assumption is not mere wishful thinking, it is a state of being. It is stepping into the feeling of already having that which you desire. It is knowing that the moment you claim something as yours, it has already begun to unfold, even if you cannot yet see it. The delay between assumption and manifestation is simply the time it takes for reality to adjust itself to match your inner conviction. Many make the mistake of assuming something only for a moment, then allowing doubt to creep in. They say, I am wealthy, but when they check their bank account and see little change, they immediately revert to old beliefs of lack. But true assumption does not falter. It does not check for proof. It does not look for evidence. It assumes boldly, without hesitation, without compromise. Think of an actor who steps into a role so fully that they become the character. They do not question whether they are convincing. They embody the role completely. That is how you must assume. You must take on the state of the person who already has what you desire. Walk as they would walk. Think as they would think. Feel as they would feel. Do not wait for the evidence to appear. The moment you make an assumption and hold firm to it, unseen forces begin to move. Opportunities arise. People appear. Circumstances shift. The world rearranges itself, sometimes in ways beyond comprehension. This is not coincidence. This is law. The law does not fail, it only reflects. So assume the best. Assume that life is working in your favor. Assume that everything you desire is already yours. And then watch, without doubt or hesitation, as the world conforms to your belief. You must not wish, you must not hope. You must know with absolute certainty that your desire is already yours. This is the secret to bringing forth anything you wish to experience. The mistake many make is in believing that their desires exist somewhere in the future, always just out of reach, dependent on circumstances they cannot control. But the truth is, what you seek is already here, waiting to be claimed. And the way to claim it is by living in the end. To live in the end means to assume, right now, that you already have what you desire. It is no longer a distant possibility, no longer a goal. You must accept it as your present reality even before it appears to your physical senses. The world will always reflect back to you what you believe to be true, not what you want to be true, but what you know to be true. If you persist in the assumption that you already have your desire, the world must conform to that belief. It is law. But how does one live in the end? It is not about pretending or forcing external action. It is about stepping into the state of the fulfilled desire within yourself. Ask yourself, if my wish were already fulfilled, how would I feel? How would I think? How would I carry myself? Then embody those feelings and thoughts now. Feel the relief, the joy, the gratitude, as if what you desire is already a fact in your life. If you wish to be wealthy, stop thinking and acting as someone in lack. If you wish to be loved, stop yearning and start knowing that love is already yours. Your subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. If you impress upon it the feeling of already having what you seek, it will accept that as fact and set the unseen forces of reality into motion to bring it about. The external world is nothing more than a reflection of your internal state. And when your internal state is unwavering in its assumption of fulfillment, the outer world must catch up. This is why mere wishing and hoping do not work. When you wish for something, you are affirming that you do not have it. When you hope for something, you are placing it in the future, separate from yourself. But when you live in the end, you remove all separation. You claim it as yours, and reality has no choice but to comply. You must remain faithful to this assumption, no matter what your current circumstances suggest. The physical world may not shift instantly, but that does not mean your assumption is false. A seed does not sprout the moment it is planted. It takes time to grow. Likewise, when you persist in the state of your fulfilled desire, reality begins adjusting, aligning people, events, and circumstances to bring about the physical manifestation. Whenever, do not waver, do not look to the outer world for validation. Simply rest in the feeling of already having your desire and let the unseen forces of creation do the rest. If you can hold firm in your assumption, with no doubt, no contradiction, and no concern for how it will unfold, you will watch as the world rearranges itself to reflect your inner certainty. That is the power of living in the end. Repetition is the key to mastery, the force that imprints ideas upon the subconscious mind, shaping reality in its image. Just as water carves through stone with persistence, the words you repeat, whether aloud or in the silence of your thoughts, mold the substance of your world. Your subconscious does not judge, question, or resist. It simply absorbs and reflects whatever is consistently impressed upon it. Many believe change requires struggle, but true transformation comes through repetition. Whatever you feed your mind repeatedly, whether consciously or unconsciously, becomes your truth. If you constantly affirm lack, struggle, and limitation, your subconscious will take these as commands and shape your reality accordingly. If, however, you choose to repeat words of abundance, success, and fulfillment, those too will take root, and soon they will manifest in ways beyond your logical understanding. The power of repetition lies in its ability to bypass the analytical mind, the part of you that questions, doubts, and clings to old conditioning. Through sheer consistency, repeated words sink deep into the subconscious, where they become beliefs, and beliefs become lived experiences. There is no force in the universe stronger than a deeply held belief, and repetition is the tool that creates it. Consider how habits are formed. At first, a new behavior may feel unnatural, but through repetition, it becomes second nature. The same is true of thought. If you begin repeating a phrase such as, I am wealthy, I am successful, I am loved, at first it may feel untrue, But if you persist, if you say it daily, if you impress it upon yourself with conviction, it will become so familiar to your mind that it is accepted as fact. And once it is accepted, it must express itself in your reality. Doubt cannot withstand the power of repetition. In the beginning, the conscious mind may resist. It may argue against your new affirmations, pointing to external conditions that contradict them. But repetition overrides this resistance. Say the words anyway. Let them become so ingrained that they no longer feel like affirmations, but simple statements of truth. The subconscious will respond in kind, orchestrating events, drawing circumstances, and aligning people to make your repeated words a tangible reality. This is why the most successful people in any field understand the necessity of repeating their vision, their goals, their affirmations. They do not leave their beliefs to chance. They choose their words carefully and repeat them relentlessly. They understand that the mind is a garden, and repetition is the act of watering the seeds they wish to grow. You are always imprinting upon your subconscious, whether intentionally or not. Every word you say, every phrase you repeat is a command to the unseen forces of creation. Choose wisely. If you desire a life of abundance, repeat words of abundance. If you wish to experience love, repeat words of love. Do not let careless negative words take root in your mind, for they too will manifest. Let repetition become your ally. Speak as if your desire is already fulfilled, and through the power of imprinting, they will become so. Just as water carves through stone, your repeated words will carve the path to your destiny. Gratitude is not merely a polite gesture. It is a powerful force that confirms to the universe that your desire is already yours. Most people wait until they receive something before they express gratitude, but the secret to manifestation is to give thanks in advance. When you feel grateful for something before it appears, you send a signal to the unseen forces of creation that you already possess it, and reality must conform to that belief. The mistake many make is in separating themselves from their desires, believing they exist somewhere in the future, always just out of reach. But gratitude dissolves that illusion of separation. It shifts your awareness from wanting to having, from lack to fulfillment. When you say, "Thank you that I am wealthy, thank you that I am loved, thank you that my desires are fulfilled," you are not hoping or wishing, you are confirming. And confirmation is the bridge between the unseen and the seen. Your subconscious mind responds to feeling, not empty words. This is why gratitude is so effective. It carries a deep emotional charge. When you feel truly grateful, your entire being aligns with the state of having. And when you remain in that state, your external world must shift to match it. The law is simple. What you believe and feel to be true manifests. Gratitude is the emotional proof that you already possess what you seek, and the universe has no choice but to reflect it back to you. Many who struggle with manifestation find themselves trapped in a cycle of wanting. They constantly affirm, visualize, and repeat their desires, but their underlying state is one of lack. They are still waiting for evidence before they allow themselves to believe. But gratitude allows you to bypass this limitation. When you give thanks before seeing results, you are no longer waiting, you are knowing. And knowing is the key to receiving. This is why some people seem to manifest effortlessly. It is not because they are lucky, but because they naturally embody the feeling of already having. They walk in confidence, they feel blessed before the blessing arrives, and because they expect it with unwavering gratitude, it comes. You must live as though your desire is already fulfilled. Speak and think in ways that reflect this truth. Instead of saying, "I hope to receive more money," say, "I am so grateful that money flows to me with ease." Instead of longing for love, say, "I give thanks that I am surrounded by love in all forms." Make gratitude your natural response to life, not just for what you already have, but for what is on its way. Gratitude is the highest form of faith. It shows that you trust the unseen, that you believe in the creative power within you. And faith does not beg or plead, it assumes, it thanks, it rests in the certainty of fulfillment. When you truly grasp this, you will no longer chase after desires, wondering when they will arrive. You will know they are already yours, and through gratitude you will witness them unfold before your eyes. There is no need to chase what is already yours. The moment you declare your desire with conviction, it is set into motion. The unseen forces of creation begin aligning events, people, and circumstances to bring your desire into form. But for many, the greatest obstacle is not in declaring what they want. It is in their inability to let go and trust. They plant the seed, yet they keep digging it up, checking for signs, worrying, doubting, and wondering if it will really happen. This is where faith and detachment must take their rightful place. Detachment is not indifference, it is confidence. It is the deep, unwavering knowing that once you have spoken your desire, it is done. It does not require your constant interference. Just as a farmer does not hover anxiously over his crops, wondering if they will grow, you too must trust that the seed of your word is already working beneath the surface. Your role is to assume its fulfillment, not to force it into being. Many fall into the trap of begging and chasing, believing that the harder they try, the faster their desires will manifest. But effort born of desperation only reinforces the idea that the desire is not yet yours. This is why those who are desperate for love often repel it, why those who chase money seem to struggle endlessly, and why those who are anxious about success never seem to grasp it. Their focus remains on the lack of what they seek, rather than on the certainty of its arrival. Faith is the bridge between the unseen and the seen. When you truly believe that what you have declared is already set in motion, you do not need to see evidence before you rest in the assurance of its fulfillment. You simply know. This knowing allows you to move through life with ease, free from doubt, free from worry, and free from the exhausting need to force things into being. The united one within and without the world, we know we are the only ones. Unless we dissuade ourselves and now go, or let me put it, dissuade ourselves. Consider the air you breathe. You do not chase after it, nor do you wonder if it will be available to you. You trust in its presence. You do not panic, question, or beg for each breath. You simply inhale, knowing it is there. This is the same level of trust you must cultivate with your desires. The moment you declare it, it is already in motion. You do not need to grasp or cling. You only need to trust. It does not mean giving up on your desires. It means releasing the need to make them happen. It is a state of complete faith, where you no longer operate from a place of need, but from a place of already having. And when you embody this mindset, you free yourself from unnecessary struggle. The universe responds to this certainty, and what you have spoken must unfold effortlessly in its perfect time. Let go of the need to control, speak your words, declare your vision, and then release it with absolute trust. Live in the assumption that it is already yours. Walk in the confidence that the moment you spoke it, the universe heard you. And when you least expect it, when you are no longer grasping or searching, your desire will manifest in ways more perfect than you could have ever imagined. The power to create your reality has always been within you. Every word you speak, every assumption you hold, and every emotion you embrace shapes the world around you. When you understand that your words are commands to the subconscious, that assumption solidifies reality. That repetition imprints your desires, and that gratitude confirms their fulfillment. You unlock a life of effortless manifestation. There is no need to chase, force, or beg. The moment you declare something with conviction, it is set into motion. Your only task is to trust, to detach from the need to see immediate proof, and to walk in the knowing that what you have spoken is already yours. The universe does not withhold, it simply mirrors back to you the state you embody. Live as though your desires are already fulfilled. Feel the joy of possession, give thanks in advance, and let go of the need to control the process. Trust that everything is unfolding perfectly in divine timing and in the best possible way. When you operate from this deep sense of faith and certainty, reality will shape itself to match your inner world. You are not a victim of circumstances, you are the creator of them. Speak with authority, assume the best, and know that the unseen is always working in your favor. The moment you align with this truth, life will become a seamless flow of effortless manifestations. Thank you for listening, and may you walk forward with unwavering faith in the power within you.